Are you ready for the nightcap with Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube? You better run the thumbs up. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Friday, October 10th. This is the nightcap with your boy, the one, the only Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube. Family, what's up? I appreciate y'all being here for the nightcap. Thank you so much, man. What's up? Man, yo, I ain't got it like Shannon Sharp or Chad Johnson, but I'm going to bring you the best way I can right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Run the domes up. And I appreciate y'all joining me tonight right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Man, feels good. I'm excited. What's your level of excitement for this game? It better be high. It better be turned up, right? I think you go into a game like this, you know what's coming, right? Yeah. Coming to you from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Yo, let me get some light up in here. All right. Yo, hit me on the mic. Yo, you know I'm coming just right. Kyle Henderson, 5953. Everybody knows what it spells. K-Y-L-E. Oh, man. What's up? All right. Let's get serious. Let's get loud. This music track, dog. Yo, I can't. Someone stop me. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm just going to enjoy my life. Shoot. Damn. All right. Let's get into it. Yo, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much, Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. News as it happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And I want to start out with the injury report. I love that these injury reports come out. And I was thinking about it. You know, I didn't even know. And I'll put like kind of the topic that I'm talking about kind of right here on the bottom. All right. Can you guys see me? Am I clear to you? Picture me rolling 500 bands. So what I was thinking about, so, you know, the latest SEC media availability came out, and it comes out starting Wednesday, Thursday into Friday. It's released at 7:10 throughout those nights, and anybody can see it. You don't have to be like a member of the media or whatever. You just pop on at 7:10 and you could see who's, you know, probable, out, whatever it is. So what was interesting is this week, you know, Ryan, he popped up on this availability chart as probable. And it's been kind of this way, you know, since Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We will see tomorrow. I think they have to make an official announcement on Saturday at 9:30 because the game's at 11. So, you know, I was thinking about this. I was like, damn, Ryan Williams, he has the best PR possibly, right? Like the best PR person, because all we do is talk about Ryan Williams, right? Whether it's like the NIL stuff, the drops, if he is, you know, probable or hurt or whatever. I mean, we can't stop talking about him. So, look, there's professional PR people that, you know, come up with these things. So, look, I know, I would imagine that he's going to play. I don't know that for certain, but there's people that are definitely in the know that have been saying that he's going to play on Saturday. So if you're out there and you have a little bit of anxiety, you know, just know that I would imagine at 9:30 tomorrow Central Time, you'll get an update that Ryan Williams is playing. And you know what? It could be straight up to mess with Missouri. There's nothing wrong with that. Yo, you know, the top receiver, one of the top receivers in college football, I'm still going to say he's one of that because I think he is. I mean, yo, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? How do we prepare? Look, Missouri's got to be ready, period, because, I mean, the guys behind Ryan Williams are dangerous too, right? Make room for Lazier Brooks or Rico Scott. So if you have anxiety, and I say that because people, honestly, they're like, man, what's going on with Hollywood? I think he'll be just fine. And we have no idea what it is. We have no idea, like, it could, you know, maybe he has the sniffles. Maybe it's a hammy. We have no idea. Nothing. So still listed as probable. I thought this one was interesting, you know, going into this week. And I talked a little bit about this this week. Is Jalen Mbakwe popping up, right, on this chart as well. I don't know what's going on with Jalen Mbakwe either. And this is the most frequent question I probably get is like, What's up with Jalen Mbakwe? Should he change positions? Did that hurt him? Is he going to transfer? We don't know all that stuff. We know that Jalen Mbakwe, I think if he had opportunities, he would show out. The reason he's not getting opportunities is because he's down on the depth chart, and which is not a knock. Like, you try to start at Alabama, it takes time to be able to get onto the field. Are other programs going to slide into his DMs and try to get Jalen Mbakwe? I would imagine that's how it's going to be for all these players. But I think that Alabama, who is not broke by any stretch of the imagination, they will take care of him financially, and they'll figure out how to get Jalen Mbakwe on the field, whatever position it is. All right? Whatever position it is. So with Jalen Mbakwe, again, we don't know why he's out. He doesn't play that much, and I think it's mostly because it's a depth chart issue, right? That's all it is, all right? So that's kind of Jalen Mbakwe. Another name came up tonight, though, on the SEC availability chart, and that was Jalen Hale. It's unfortunate that Jalen Hale hasn't had more opportunities. Again, I think it's a depth chart issue. I think other wide receivers are just better than him. This is a guy, I'm still amazed that Jalen Hale is able to walk, and he's playing like college football, right? This guy has a remarkable story, and I think we're all pulling for him. But the truth of the matter is he's down on the depth chart. This will be the second time that Alabama's had a road game, right? Georgia and then Missouri, where he's not traveling with the team, right? He's listed as kind of out. I don't know what's going on. I haven't heard that it's, his leg. Somebody, could he be sick? I have no idea. We don't know that. It's unfortunate that he's not been able to play. Maybe he's not at 100. I have no idea. But, could this be a case where Jalen Hale or some of these other guys that aren't getting opportunities start to look elsewhere? Maybe. And that's the world that we live in. So we hope that they stay patient. And if they don't, guess what? Bama has guys for days. And I'll tell you what, next year, it's going to be hard for these guys to play again next year. Because with Sedarian Morgan coming in, I'm telling you, I don't think a lot of you, who realizes how good Sedarian Morgan is? You gas up freshmen, just wait. Just wait till you see Sedarian Morgan. Yeah, I'm going hard over here on my show as I'm sipping Lipton with your boy, Kyle Henderson. But I'm telling you, that's Sedarian Morgan. It's going to be hard to start over him next year because he's that good, all right? So we'll see how that goes. Other guys who are out going into this game, you have Jameer Latham. He's out, right? Jeremiah Beeman, Quay Rusaw, and Caden Jones. Those are guys on the defensive side. Alabama has dealt with injuries on the defensive side. I mean, you could even throw Tim Keenan on there, who was injured in the preseason. The good news for Alabama is they have so much depth really on each side of the ball. And I talk about depth often on my shows, but they were able to do fine with Tim Keenan being out. And now with, Ja Latham and Quay Rusaw, you've seen Yanze Pierre step up, right? Can I get a thumbs up for Yanze? Yanze Pierre is very good. He's number 42. If you don't know, now you know, right? Jermaine, what's up, dog? Yeah. And so what I'll do on those intros, I'll just cut the new intro every time I jump on. So I do those all fresh, right? Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. All right. So those are the guys that are out. There's a lot of injury news to go over and stuff like that. But, that's just where we're at. I mean, we're 5 games in. We're in week 7 of the college football season. Guys are going to get banged up. It's going to continue to happen. You hope that it doesn't. But Alabama has the depth to sustain the depth chart at a very high level. 100%, right? So let me get into this. Let me just ask you, before I get into my next topic. Next topic, I'm going to talk about kind of the key for the game. And I'm going to talk about it in a different way that I haven't spoke about it this week. Sometimes you get to Friday and you're like, what else could we talk about? There's more to talk about, all right? What's your level of anxiety in this game? like on a scale of 1 to 10, as we usually do. Level of anxiety. I put out my score prediction. I went with a banger. I said Bama 34, Missouri 14. I'll talk about that on the back end of the show. How's that? Do you have anxiety? No, Missouri's a good football team. I think the only person that was like more confident than me was Greg Dieter. Did you see this? The wide receiver? All right, so I see you guys inside the comment box. Let's see. Jarvis says 7. Brady G says 4. Fromm says 0. There you go, Fromm. What's up, dog? Anna says 5. Chad Howard says 9. Miss Kimberly says 9. I get it. Missouri's a good football team. Very good. 5. Chad Kennedy's 1. What's up, Chad? There you go. Whoa, Daxie. Yo, I like this username in this avatar. That's what's up. And the reason I try to add in some night shows because I know not everybody can catch the live. I know a lot of people like to, interact. What's up, Drew Hayes? And the Baba Yaga. I like that. But I'm gonna talk about keys to the game from like a Missouri standpoint, okay? And I think for Missouri specifically, what they have to be able to do to stop Alabama is to stop this passing attack. Now, I think a perfectly scripted game plan from the jump for Alabama would be this. You win the toss, you elect to receive. You go on a long sustaining drive that is very similar to what Alabama did, against Florida State. Let me clear my throat. And I think what that'll do is that'll force Missouri to play out of their game. Now, if you get a really good defensive stop, which I think is going to be challenging. Look, Ahmad Hardy, and I know they haven't played the schedule that Alabama has, but this is a good football team, and he's a very talented running back. He has 700 yards in 5 games. I think he brings a lot of different elements from like a power standpoint. And as I've spoken about, their quarterback is good, and they have really good wide receivers and a good tight end. Complete package for sure, right? But I think the challenge for them is going to be keeping Alabama out of the end zone, specifically from a passing standpoint. So that means that Missouri is going to have to send a lot of pressure. And what does that come down to? That comes to Ty Simpson getting the football out on time, right? That comes to Alabama being able to tighten it up from the offensive line and the right side specifically. An area that we continue to watch is Wilcom Formby. We even saw him at right guard, which I thought was crazy, right, last game. So, look, Missouri has to be able to stop Alabama's passing attack, and Missouri does not want to get this into kind of a shootout. They won't last long. Alabama is dangerous. Like, I consider them a buzzsaw. I don't think that they are, close to like a 2020 type team yet. Do they have the components to get there? I don't know. That's a tall ask, but they're on the right trajectory, right? If you fix the offensive line, you continue to utilize this particular player, which is Jam Miller, all right? You got to be able to feed Jam Miller. And I know a lot of the hyper focus is on Ty Simpson and his elite level play with his elite weapons that you have, but you have to feed Jam Miller. Thumbs up if you agree. Tomorrow, we got to see Jam Miller eclipse the 100-yard mark. We have to. I think he has to be part of the game plan. And I think if you're able to utilize your big play ability kind of there in the first half, then you can kind of air out the game there in the second half. You guys with me? Right? Jam Miller, feeding Jam Miller tomorrow. What you guys think? Over 100 yards? I think Sleeper has him at what? What did we say, like 67? Drew Hayes has him at 150. All right? Chad points out Missouri's secondary, a lack thereof. Samuel in with the super chat. What's up, Samuel? I appreciate you, man. I hope we just don't wait till halftime to make adjustments. That was something that, Alyssa even pointed out when she called today, right? She was like, why can't we make the adjustments before the game? Well, it's hard because everything in that first initial drive is scripted out, and you got to, deal with the different elements that the game has just started. You're kind of reacting. But a good sign of a football team is to be able to make adjustments in that second half, right? Which they've been able to do. Now, Missouri, I think if you look to Missouri and kind of where they might have the edge, it's an early kick. It's at Missouri. And on top of it, they haven't really had 2 weeks to prep for Bama. They've really had, 3 weeks to prepare for Bama. Because they played Massachusetts. You think they're dedicating all their time and energy on Massachusetts? You probably spending half practice on UMass and the rest of practice on Bama. So they've had a significant amount of time to prep for Bama. Am I wrong? So you got to feed Jam, 100%. All right. Pat L has a good question. Will Jaden Roberts play? That is something that we continue to track as well. It's like, will Jaden Roberts ever come through and be that guy that we thought he was going to be in the preseason? You know, I don't like to lose hope in a lot of things, but man, I thought that at this point in time, Jaden Roberts would be, kind of solidified that right guard position. And I didn't expect Cam Dewberry to, be the guy at left guard, but here we are as Geno Vandermark has been that right guard. And the tackle position has kind of been a little sus. Now, I am watching maybe Jaden Roberts, Michael Carroll. What's the rotation look like from that aspect? But good question, too. I have it like this. I have it Bama 34, Missouri 14. I feel that the passing attack is going to be too much for Missouri. I do think that Missouri will get theirs. I do think they'll get their yards. I mean, Hardy's going to be just difficult to stop, and you're going to get a healthy dose of him. But I think it provides Alabama's defense another opportunity to go against a really good running back, right? And they haven't faced a running back like this guy. But it's going to only condition the defense to face backs like this going down the road. This will be one of the best that they face, period. I think Alabama has too many weapons, and I do think that the secondary, if, Bo Probable has to start airing it out, I think the secondary is capable to make plays, as we've seen, and I think that'll kind of be the difference in the game. The things that I am worried about, I am worried that Missouri's had that much time to prep. I do worry that Alabama, they've shown they can't stop chunk yardage plays. That continues to be a big thing against Vanderbilt, against Georgia, against Florida State. You allowed chunk yardage plays. And then on top of that, your special teams. Like Connor Talty, bro, I hope this guy is getting rest right now. And if this guy has to hit like a 40-plus yard field goal, my confidence level in this guy is very low. I think he's like 2 of 5 from 40 yards out. Now, the short little field goals, he's been able to hit those. I'm talking like 40, 45, maybe even floating with like a 50-yarder to maybe, get some momentum back. So those are the things that I'm worried about, but I don't think that this team is overly, more talented than Alabama. I mean, I saw Joel Klatt today saying that if you just kind of went off like ratings or whatever in kind of a blind resume that you would pick Missouri. Well, look, Missouri, Vanderbilt, and Georgia all had better pro football focus statistics than Alabama. Alabama did what they had to do against Georgia, and they really controlled that game. I had them winning 3 out of 4 quarters. Now, against Vanderbilt, Alabama did what they had to do in the second half and won that game. I had Alabama winning, 2 quarters in that game. So, up to the task for Missouri? I think so. And you'll see it tomorrow. And this will be another opportunity for Ty Simpson to duel against another high caliber quarterback. I mean, this guy, 13 touchdowns and 1 interception through the first 5 games of the season. He has completely exceeded my expectations. And I'm not throwing shade on him because I knew he'd be a good quarterback. I just didn't think that he'd be balling out of control like this, right? I think he's really surprised a lot of people. All right, I'm going to open up like the last 10 minutes for you guys to throw in questions. So you got a question, you got a comment, put it on the board, and I'll put it on the screen. I'll feature you. I'll give you guys a shout out too. And if you have a score prediction or whatever, throw it up. I'll put it up. Todd has it Bama 38 and Missouri 27. Chris G, what's up, dog? Good to see you, man. Chris G's like, I hope we come out pounding the ball, then unleash our wide receivers. Todd once again says, we haven't shown that we can stop the run. An average quarterback who runs. Bo can. Yeah? Bo's good, man. Dennis, what's up, Dennis? Good evening. He says, I think we're good in the groove, Kyle. If we keep focused, we'll be fine. And that was another thing that we talked on the show is like, where's Alabama from a rhythm standpoint? I think they're still finding it, but they're kind of like a snowball. And, if they get things and they come out clicking tomorrow, which I think they're going to, college football is going to be like, this is a top 5 team. Just wait. Because I think the jury's still out on like Texas A&M. The jury's still out on Ole Miss. The jury's still out on Oklahoma. Chad has it 45-17. Jermaine has it 42-14. Drew Hayes, what's up, dog? He has it 33-27, a little bit tighter. Wadaxi says, Kyle, God forbid we have 3 losses this season. Again, do you think the committee will take into account strength of schedule? That's a damn good question. Yes, I do. I definitely think they do. Bentley boy, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Yeah, I mean, Coach Saban, what'd he say today? I mean, no conference, and this isn't just like making stuff up. The SEC is so deep, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's like 8 teams, 9 teams, and all those teams could beat each other. Yeah. If teams start cannibalizing each other, making sure that the SEC has at least 6 teams in there is the fair thing to do. Because this conference is an absolute grind. Head to toe. Look at this. I'll bring this up on the other side. Hey, Wesley, what's up, dog? I appreciate the super chat. I'll post it in just a second. Look at this, man. I'm about to blow your mind. Man, I like this beat. Do you guys like this? Can you guys hear this? I think this beat goes hard. Yeah. Yo. Yo. Yeah. Wesley, too. Yeah, Wesley. Wesley Stewart. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, we're going to look at this. Okay, I'll go zoom, full screen. All right, look at this. This is the SEC at a glance, okay? And as you can see, it's absolutely loaded from top to bottom. Ole Miss, 5-0. A&M, 5-0. Alabama, 4-1. Missouri, 5-0. Oklahoma, 5-0. Georgia, 4-1. Vanderbilt, 5-1. LSU, 4-1. Tennessee, 4-1. Florida, South Carolina, Texas, right? It did it. Look at even this team right here, Mississippi State, okay? I'm telling you, didn't Mississippi State, didn't they beat Arizona State, right? I think they did. So you want to come over to the SEC? Come on. You remember North Carolina? Weren't they talking? Didn't North Carolina want to come over here? Come on. Come on, dog. Hey, Mr. Yee, I might bust it out. You never know. Stewart, I appreciate you, dog. So I think, 6 teams from the SEC sounds fair to me. And I think I have another graphic over here that kind of illustrates what it would look like if the SEC, if the AP did the college football rankings, which I'm glad that they don't because nobody likes ACC, but just throwing it out there, this is what it looks like, okay? By the way, North Alabama Storm Chase made this graphic. He sent it in this morning. I think it's tight. Okay, you can count up all, and this is based off the AP rankings. I get it. Nobody likes the AP, but just from a reference standpoint, let's look at it, okay? How many SEC teams? Let's start on the left. Alabama's 1, A&M's 2, Ole Miss is 3, Georgia's 4, LSU's 5, and Oklahoma's 6. So that would be, in this particular setup, 6 teams getting in. That seems fair, right? You have to take Memphis because they're the highest rated, conference champ. Same thing with Ohio State, Miami, Oregon. I'm glad that he doesn't have, it's going to be interesting to see if a team like Notre Dame somehow sneaks into this, right? Hey, Lisa, what's up? Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Tim says the early time is my only concern. Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's concern is kind of how are they going to adapt to an early game? The thing is, they've already played an 11 a.m. game this year. And the thing about Alabama is they practice at 10 a.m. every single morning. So they're already ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Guys are calling for a freestyle. Lance has it like this: 3 SEC, 1 Big 12, 3. What's this for, Lance? And 3 spots available. Yeah, all those spots should go to the SEC, right? What Axie says, I will say this: people were high on Jackson Arnold because of his first game, but that dude gonna get hurt. They're gonna change it up. He definitely does run a ton, man. You remember what he did last year? Thank goodness you kind of play him in the back end of the season, right? The guy's a beast. All right, let's see what KTK has to say. KTK says this: Kyle, here's a question. Would you take a middle of the road Big Ten, Nebraska, USC, Washington, Maryland, or the bottom of the SEC, Florida, Auburn, Kentucky, Arkansas, to win more games head to head? Yeah, good question. Well, I think you kind of point to, the one example I can think of is like Mississippi State beat Arizona State, right? Let's see. Would Nebraska beat Florida? I think Florida, right? Florida win that game. Okay, USC and Auburn. That would be an interesting game. I don't know who wins that game. I guess Auburn. Washington and Kentucky, I'll take Washington. And then Maryland and Arkansas, I go Maryland. So probably like 2-2 based off those matchups that you provided, right? But I think where you compare those teams is like, let's think about it like this. Like Indiana. Where would they be in this conference? You know what I'm saying? And when we look to like a team like Indiana's schedule, you're like, man, Indiana literally plays nobody. And you're like, well, what are the facts to prove it? Well, here you go. Look at Indiana's schedule. Oregon, Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland. Those are their next games. Now, I get it. Oregon, that's a difficult game. But other than that, they're on easy street. I mean, I don't even know. They probably lose to Penn State. And that's how Penn State, I don't know, that's how James Franklin saves his job, but they're not going to make the playoffs. Penn State's out, thank goodness. Another team, look at Texas Tech. Look at their next games. They have 2 teams that they play in the top 25, but I mean, come on, Arizona State and BYU, right? I mean, look at the next 5 games for Bama and Oregon. This graphic went viral. Look at the difference. Like, I'm not making this stuff up. This isn't even my opinion. This is like straight up facts. This is crazy. And you could go on again. Yo, look at Ohio State. The next 5 games, these guys are on easy street, bro. Same thing look at Miami. I even added an extra game. Honestly, is there any game on here that is going to challenge any team on here that's going to challenge either of these teams? No, these guys could put their starters. They could take their starters off by like the 3rd quarter. Right? So the point is those teams don't play the same type of conference that Alabama's in. Alabama's in an absolute grind. That's why it's a 1-game season for Alabama. And as painful as that loss was to Florida State, man, they got their mind right. They've been pissed off ever since. They got punched. They really responded really well. And that was a difficult loss to take for all of us. I see the analytics on the channel. People thought that it was done. But that early game, I think, has been a clear catalyst to how Alabama is playing right now. Right? You got that loss out of the way. Florida State played a fantastic game. Gus Malzahn had been dreaming about that game. All right, you guys, any questions? You guys have anything on the board? You guys want to put something up? No, I appreciate you guys kicking with me in the evening time, Friday night. Yeah, see, I mean, both Dennis and Plain said the same thing. They're like, woke them up. Woke us up, 100%. And KTK, and this is the other thing. I think a lot of people, when they look to Alabama losing a game, they're like, if they lose another game, they're out. Maybe. I would say it's not. but I don't like to get in that think space, right? I look at it as a one-game season, and I challenge my team, and I'm like, look, people have Bama fatigue, and we don't know how the rest of the SEC is going to work out. I think it's going to be, man, the teams who make the SEC championship, congratulations, because however you got there, that was a grind. But it's a one-game season, 100%. Yeah, tomorrow. Let's talk about a couple games tomorrow. So we got, I'll bring up the schedule on the other side. I guess the biggest, game that we got going on tomorrow, I got the SEC board right here. I'll bring it up on the other side. Yeah. All right, so this is what we have tomorrow. We have, obviously, this is the game. This is the omelet game. We have any omelet fans in here? I'll throw down on the omelet. All right, Alabama, Missouri. You have Washington State and Ole Miss, 11:45. That's a weird kick. Who wins this game? Type O for Oklahoma or T for Texas. I asked the morning crew. I forgot what we said. Let's do a poll on this one. Actually, we'll start a poll. Who wins? I'm just going to say O and T. That's it. Who wins? Vote now. Oklahoma, that starts with the O. Texas starts with the T. You also have Arkansas taking on Tennessee. Tennessee should roll. You have Florida, A&M. A&M should roll. Georgia and Auburn. You know what? Call me crazy, but I don't know. Auburn plays Georgia tough. And then in the evening time, you have South Carolina taking on LSU. I'm going to be watching that game. We're going to be watching that game together, 100%. And let's see what else is taking place. I'll look at the top 25 schedule. I think you can. All right. I kind of like this format, going like full and then going to the full screen. I like it. All right, so tonight in action, you have South Florida, a good football team. They're back on the schedule next year. They're beating North Texas. You have Ohio State and Illinois. Yeah, Pittsburgh and Florida State. That's an interesting game. Indiana, Oregon. Where's College Game Day at? By the way, 76% believe that Oklahoma will win. I think that I'm going to, in that particular game, I don't know. I guess John Mateer is listed as probable, right? If he's 100% healthy, I'm taking Oklahoma. For whatever reason, these rivalry games are weird, and I think Steve Sarkisian will be able to somehow have these guys amped up for this game and watch. Just as how it doesn't take Alabama long to get momentum, it won't take long for Texas to kind of be spoken about again, because the media loves Texas. Loves Texas. So if Texas wins this game, just be prepared to, because Oklahoma, what are they ranked? Oklahoma is like highly ranked. They're 6. So if an unranked Texas team can beat Oklahoma, just wait. Oh my God, we'll never hear the end of it. News before news. Am I brave enough to pick Texas? Maybe. Rivalry game, bro. You know what happens in rivalry games? You get the records and you just launch them out. All right, fam. Well, I'm glad that you kicked it with me tonight. Friday night lights on the nightcap right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I just want you guys to know, honestly, that I sincerely appreciate you guys. And I'm not just saying that. Like, I sincerely appreciate you guys. And I just want you to know that, like, in life, okay, man to man, man to woman, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for kicking it. I hope you guys enjoy the content. I'm glad you guys feel comfortable here to express your points of views and know that I'm not above anybody here, right? I always treat you guys with respect, 100%. For real, right? All right. So let's do, you guys ready for the outro? You guys saw the intro, right? Who saw the intro? This is the new intro we got. Did you guys see the intro? This is the intro. Are you ready? So this is the intro. You guys ready for the outro? Who wants to see the outro? Thumbs up. You guys want the outro? Yo, Broderick, what's up, dog? Thanks for the super, man. I appreciate you guys. And remember, tomorrow, 15 minutes before the game, you got the watch along. All right? So come kick it with me. Bring your omelets. Bring your Bloody Marys, if that's your jam. If you're old enough. Oh, man. I see everybody else. Yeah. Oh. All right. Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. I see everybody else getting the interviews. Maybe one day I'll get called up to the big leagues. Oh, damn, dog. I'm the pirate ship. I'm the pirate. I'm the pirate. All right, you guys want to see the outro? All right. Okay, here we go. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Kyle Henderson. Can you dig it? Run the doors up. I'm out. Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube. I love you, fam. Thanks for kicking it tonight right here on Bama football on YouTube.